Hi, my name is Robert Lennart, and I'm going to try to show you how to create this newsletter. Actually, just the front page. You'll see that there's more than one page using Microsoft Word in desktop publishing mode. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to File. I'm going to open a new template, and I'm going to show you that the newsletter that I'm going to create is actually part of Microsoft Word. You'll see it right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create this manually. So I'm going to go to All Templates, and I'm going to double click on the one titled Word Publishing Layout. Double click, it opens up a new document. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this text box by selecting it and deleting it. And then I'm going to create the graphics or the geometry that you see on the right. The pictures, the orange, green, blue, and light blue zones. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I don't have this picture, is I'm going to grab a different picture. And I'm going to take this one. I'm going to drop it into my document, and I'm going to position it in this right-hand corner, and I'm going to drag it out from the left-hand corner, and it'll reposition my picture proportionally. If I grab the side walls and drag them in, I stretch it. So I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to get my picture to about the size as the one on the right. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to format this a little bit. And I want to show you something. If I take another picture and I drag it on top of this one, you'll see that I just have two pictures, one on top of another. So what I want to do is I want to turn this document or this picture into a picture container. Word or Microsoft refers to it as a placeholder. So I'm going to right click, select Format Picture, select Layout, go to the Advanced tab, click Placeholder, hit OK. And now, when I come over to my photos on the right, and by the way, this came from the media browser. If I turn this off, that's located right here. So I'm going to drag a new picture in, and you'll see that it just drops right into the box. I can replace pictures all day long. So I'm going to go back to let's see. Let's go back, put this picture back in. Now I want to create the rest of the geometry, and I'm going to do that by adding a shape. So the shape's going to be a rectangle. And I'm going to put this rectangle down here on my pasteboard. Notice that you can take documents and move, or not documents, but objects and move them on and off the screen. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the gradient. And what I did is I double clicked to bring up the attributes of this object. And under Effects, I'm going to remove the shadow. Then I'm going to change my fill to an orange that's pretty close to the one on the right-hand side. And I know there's a line in here, so I'm going to select No Line. And actually, I'm going to go back. I'm going to do one thing here. If you notice on this document, there's a thin white line between all the elements. So I'm going to create that by right-clicking, hitting Format Shape, and then what I want to do is I want to go to Line and make it white. But here, under Weights and Arrows, I want to make sure that my weight is 0.75 points. And that's going to add a really thin line. I'm going to position it in the upper left-hand corner. And you'll notice these grids or guides, my object will snap right to it. I'm going to grab the box on the right, the control box, move it toward the object, and it'll snap when it gets close to it. I'm going to grab the bottom, and I'm going to slide it out, and again, it snaps in. Now, what I want to do is I want to place these other color zones very quickly. So I'm going to copy this by hitting Command-C, or I can go up to Edit and hit Copy. And then I'm going to paste by hitting Command-V, and I get a duplicate of this box. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to position this box right here. It's the same width, and I'm going to shorten it to about the size of the blue one over here. And then I'm going to Command-C, Command-V, move the box over and position it. And you'll notice that thin white gap in between. And then I'm going to go back to this box because it's the right width, and I'm going to hit Command Copy, Command Paste, Command C and V, and I'm going to move or expand the box until it fills. Now I kind of have my geometry, except I need this picture box right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this box, which is already configured, and I'm going to copy and paste it, move it down here, and position it back into my document. Now, one thing I want you to understand, and this is a great feature in this, all of these objects can be positioned above or below. If I create, I'm going to copy and paste a box, and notice it ends up on top. It's like in a layer all of its own. If I hit this button under the Home tab called Reorder, what you're going to see is this three-dimensional view of all of my objects. And if I want this picture to be in front of this one, all I have to do is move it to the front. So now you'll see the pictures in the front. I don't want this box, so I'm going to select it and delete it. I'm going to go back and I'm going to position this picture up against this, and I'm going to slide until it snaps in, and I'm going to grab the bottom until it's about the size I want. Now I'm going to grab a new picture and drop it in because it's already a container. And then I'll position it back up. Perfect. Now I need some text in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a text box, and I'm going to put in this text right here. And I'm going to just fill to about there. I'm going to position the box so it fits right in. And I'm going to go to the internet where I have this fillertext.com. Again, you can see the website for that. And all I have to do is slide this, and it'll give me some filler text. The minute I do this, it's already in my buffer, so I'm going to hit Command Tab and go back to Word, click inside my box, and hit Command V for paste. So now I have this text. It's already positioned inside. If I need more text, I can undo that and go back and just increase the slider, go back, and fill, and I've got more text. So, and notice if I make the box smaller, I get this A on the bottom of the box, which indicates that I have more text in the box than the box can handle. So I'm going to drag the box out so that goes away. If I sent that to the printer, it wouldn't print, so it really wouldn't matter. Now I'm going to slide this. Actually, I'm going to leave it here because I'm going to add something in a little bit. And I want a caption right up here. So I'm going to take another text box, and I'm going to go back to Home, Text, drag another box out here, and I'm going to go back to my filler text, and I'm going to grab just a couple of words. Lorem ipsum. Going to come back, double click, paste. Now you'll notice that my word is in the upper left hand corner, so I'm going to go back to Home, and I'm going to center that. I'm going to right click, format the shape, and come down to what is it, layout, I believe, nope, text box. And I'm going to have my vertical alignment. I'm going to set that word to be in the middle. And I can make this box a little bit smaller. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over and enlarge my font and change my color. We'll make it green like the other one. And that's good. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Perfect. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually copy this text box. I'm going to copy and paste it, put it out here, and I'm going to use this to kind of fill up some other areas here. So I'm going to put a text box here, copy, paste. I'll put one over here, copy, paste, and I'll put one right there. Oh, and one thing I realized, I haven't changed the colors of these boxes yet. That was what I was going to do at the beginning. So this one's already orange, and notice when I select the box, it's different than selecting the text box. So I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to move this text box out of the way, double click on it. That brings up the attributes for that box. I'm going to go to fill color, and I'm going to make it blue. Then I'm going to go to this one, move this out of the way, double click on it, and make it green. And then I'm going to go to this one, actually you don't have to double click to select it, and I'm going to make this one a light blue. Now I'm going to put my text boxes back where they were, and let's see, let's put this one right here, and I'm going to make this box a little bit smaller. Oh, let me show you a neat trick here. If you right click on the box and go to Format Shape and come to, I believe it's Layout, Size, nope, Text Box. resize shape to fit text. Click on that, and when you hit OK, it's going to shrink the box up. Not the width, just the height. So I'm going to bring this in here a little bit. Again, you're going to see that my words went to 2 lines. So I'm going to go to Home and make that a little bit smaller. Position it right in the middle. And now here's something neat that I can do. I need it to stand out a little bit more, so I'm going to make this white. And I'm going to go to Format, and I'm going to go to Change Case, and I want this to be all uppercase. So all uppercase. This one, I'm going to Format, Change Case, and I'm going to give this one my title case, so it's going to be capital on both words. And let's see. Let's do the same thing here. Let's shrink the box in a little bit. Again, that got too big. You can see the little overflow box here. So I'm going to shrink that down a little bit. Oh, maybe too much. A little bit bigger. And we'll make that white like the other one. So let's hit white. And I need some filler text over here. So I'm going to hit my text box. And I'm just going to drag out a new text box. And for the sake of time, I'm just going to come back to here. Put a little text in there. Come back. Double click. Command V. And we're looking pretty good. Now, you see this little bug over here? This is kind of this. You can get an object similar to this in your clip art. And I'm going to come over to Business. And I'm going to grab, what am I going to grab? A pair of scissors. That's kind of education-like. I'm going to drag it right here. And you'll notice that my text automatically flows around it, because if you right-click on this box and go to Word Wrap, you can decide how you want it to wrap around. I'm going to go to Tight. It doesn't change anything. If I go to Top and Bottom, you'll see that it goes top, but there's not enough room to go to the bottom. So I'm going to go back to Through again. And I actually don't want this to go through, so I'm going to move my pair of scissors down. And again, this isn't going to print. And if you come over here to this View Mode, Print Layout, you can see, if you click on it, what's actually going to print. Now I'm going to go back to the Publishing Layout mode, because here I can move things off to the side. And let's see, what else do we want to add here? I think at this point I'm going to stop. In another lesson, I'm going to show you how to add a chart and a graph. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.